Tokozan Makesha, welcome to yet another episode of Later the Journey with me, Kanungosi. Guys, I struggled to find lighting. I struggled. There's no electricity also, so I just figured, you know what? I asked a question and answer on Instagram whereby I asked people to ask me anything that they wanted to know about the journey, right? So I'm thinking y'all can see me. And thank you so much for supporting Led to the Journey. Thank you so much for taking time out to actually listen, buy airtime, buy data, to make sure that you listen. To everybody who actually, enjoys Leto, thank you so much for the love. Thank you for the support. And I'm just going to answer the questions as they were asked. I'm not going to say who is it from. So the first question goes, how does it feel to connect with the ancestors? I have a gift, but I haven't got to that point. I think connecting to the ancestors is a very surreal feeling. It's you're just feeling like it's an out of body experience where you get goosebumps. You can never get used to it. You can only explain it once you've experienced it. It's something out of this world. I mean, I don't even know how to put it in words, but the moment you get to connect, you will be able to feel and understand. Now, the other thing is that not everybody who is gifted needs to go kuyo twasa. Not everybody who is spiritually inclined, because some gifts, some people can just prophesy, and you are just gifted in that sense. You don't have to go ephehlweni, you don't have to go twasa and all of that. So it's important that you understand what your gift wants you to do, and your guides, how do they want you to actually go about your gift. So it's not everybody who will have to go ephehlweni because now they're gifted. It's very, very important that you understand that. And then, why do you have to now start seeing things and getting trance after going to the water? Why do you have to now start seeing things? I mean, Mauye Manzini, that's a holy place. How, when you go, I mean, people go for cleansings to see things happen differently in their lives. So obviously, Mauzoya Emanzini, that means something needs to open up, especially if onale badim and then they want to work. You'll start dreaming of things, because then that means you've opened a channel. If it was clogged, if certain things, that's why some people tla bo go okolota metsi, and just after going to the river or things. So if you're spiritually inclined, a lot of things will make sense, especially how tsamaya bo metsi, how go rapela ko thabeng when you go to the mountains to pray and doing all those things. So obviously you are bound to start seeing things if you're really spiritually gifted, where your ancestors are communicating with you, which is through dreams, visions, and etc. So it's bound to happen. What happens with a person if he then decides not to be a healer or sangoma anymore? I really don't know, because I haven't tried. Well, there was a point where I was really tired of the things that were happening in my life, and I asked myself, I'm doing all these things right, but why is all the bad things happening to me? Why are things not going the way I expect them to? Why are things not going the way I want them to? So I don't know if you decide, because you don't also decide to be a healer. It's something that you're called to do. Your guides, your ancestors will make life difficult for you. If you agree to it or not. So if you didn't give yourself bungaka, why would you also end bungaka? If you understand what I mean. So I don't know what would happen if you decide to stop, because if you are given a gift that you have to be a healer, then your job is to heal. And if you're not doing that, then you're not doing right by your ancestors. So I'm not thinking things will go right for you. I'm thinking things will just go south. So I don't know. If there's anybody who was a healer and they stopped and life is just going great for them, then I really don't know. I haven't. So I tried, but things didn't really work out for me. I just got sick and things just went left. As soon as I apologized and went back into doing things as I was supposed to, that's when I could actually feel like myself again. How has it impacted your love life? Sure. Bongaka has impacted my love life in a sense that I can't be with anybody without dreaming about the things that they do. It's unfortunate that a lot of people would say that's lies, or we're just trying to scare people, or when you're with somebody, you're trying to be extra so that they don't cheat or anything. It's true, because maun is tunya maun abakoko na bomkhulu. It's a thing that you always have to be pure. And if I'm pure and doing right by my guides and my ancestors, and you're the only person that I'm seeing, and obviously there'll be days where I can't see you. There'll be days where I have to respect the fact that maybe Kemo 7 days or all of that. If you're unfaithful, I'll find out one way or the other. I'll dream about it. I'll suspect it. I'll feel it. Listen, that's how it has impacted my love life, in a sense that sometimes they don't like your partner. Sometimes you like this person, but your ancestors are just like, no ways. It has impacted my love life in a sense that there are certain times whereby I need to stay away from certain things and certain activities due to the fact that I have a duty to actually heal. So you need to stay pure. There are days where there's a period of time where you need to stay praying and not doing any other thing, talefati, or anything that's related to umjolo. So some people don't understand that, and people that are not from a background of ancestors or understanding your duties as a healer, then they won't understand. And it would hurt you, because sometimes some people don't even get what you're about, and like, dude, you have a choice. What's going on? Or things just go south, because the relationship can't withstand everything that you're going through. It's not strong enough also, maybe because also sometimes you like somebody that your ancestors don't like for you. You'll dream about it. So yeah, in most cases, relationships are very hard for you as somebody who is spiritually inclined, or somebody onabokoko, especially as a healer, as sangoma, or what. It hasn't been easy on my side due to such things of dreaming about your partner, insecurities, obviously seeing things that people would say, now you're reaching or what. So it's not been easy. Kotwa, we just pray for better days. You do get partners that are very supportive of your journey, which is one thing that I'm grateful for crossing paths with certain individuals, or a certain individual who is supported through everything. So yeah, in terms of love life, it's not easy, man. Dealing with bokokona bomkulu and maintaining a relationship, having initiates ngapha and all of that, it only takes a strong person to be by your side, who will respect and understand your journey and respect you as an individual, and understand how having to do this and go there and not give them full attention and all of that. So it's a thing, yeah, balance. You just need somebody who understands, and it would never work with somebody who doesn't understand ancestors, or somebody who doesn't believe in their ancestors. So some people just get it twisted, also because of we come from different backgrounds. We believe in different things, and that's fine. So yeah, after go parola umdao, does it mean you must immediately get straight uktwasa? O parola mundao yang o sa twasa? That's one thing that I don't understand, because I'm thinking ukuparula umdao, that's khutwasa sindao. So yeah. It is harder prior initiation or post initiation. Listen, it's not easy, but I think it's better after, especially if you've done everything that you needed to do. Now the thing is, sometimes you're called and you don't know about it. Sometimes you dream of things and it's just mixed signals. You don't even know how to go about the whole thing. And your life becomes difficult in a sense that you get sick, things just go south, mereko wa pala, relationships, manyalo a tubega, people just don't seem to understand you. Depression takes its toll, like a lot happens. You go through a lot of hardship before uyogyo twasa. I don't remember having somebody who actually came twasa begumnandi and then they just decided, you know what, life is lit, but I just want to go to your twasa. I've never met such a person. But also, with that being said, even after Guyotwasa, there are certain things that you can't do like you used to. Like Uktasa changes you completely, right? So it's just one of those things whereby you change, and you can't do certain things like you want. You can't go out all the time. You need discipline, and umsebenzi wakho needs to align with your actions. Molele mole. Sometimes you have dreams and aspirations, but your ancestors have something different for you. So the whole thing of acceptance and understanding that your life is different in a sense becomes so difficult, because if you can't do things that make you happy as an individual, and now you have to follow a certain path ya botshelo because you are a gifted person, having to let go of certain things, having to let go of certain people, situations, and all of that. It can't be easy. So each one has its level. Before Tsena, there's trials and tribulations. Even after you're done, you are never done epichleni. You just grow with the journey, and it just becomes, every level of it becomes harder even more. So there's always challenges, nokuthwasa, nokuba inyanga, nokuba isangoma. So it'll always be hard. That's just it. But how you maneuver, or how you work around it, or how you decide to manage it and do right by your guides and do what they ask of you, respect them, respecting yourself, following the guidelines that you were given. Uguti, this is what you're not going to do, this is what you need to do, so forth and so forth. So everything will be fine. It's manageable. There are times where you're happy, yes. There are times where you feel like, man, these people are unfair. There are times where you just want to, like, guys, where do I resign? So yeah, it just differs. When do you know that it's time to start the journey? You will know by the dreams that you're getting. Life will start being difficult, things will not make sense. You just feel like nobody understands you. Feel like in most cases, you just want to be alone. You're just so moody. You feel like crying. How when how fit you can feel your body changing. Like something will push you. You will just feel like you're not yourself anymore. You will feel like you're at a wrong place. You need to go to do something about it. How do lisege? So your peace is just you going epichleni. That's how you'd feel. How do you know when you have a calling? Listen to people telling you, or kuya ziveza kumuntu. Okay. How you know you have a calling? Obviously, it will be by dream. Some people would go and then they know about it. They dream about it. Some people will be told. Some people, they'll just see by the things that are happening in their lives. Ugutiano, it's chai. And people don't have to always tell you. I have a problem with people that take things from people because and these are your ancestors. They need to guide you with everything, in terms of showing you where you need to go, in terms of Tasisa, even the place where you're at. If anything is wrong, they can tell you to pack and leave. Whatever the case may be, you should always to guide you. Don't always be taking things from people, because sometimes some people will just tell you things just to lead you astray. Or sometimes some people will enroll you to certain things, decult and all these weird things, because bongaka different, some people that are just opportunists, that people that are just taking chances, and some are just playing kabana babatu. So you will never know who's genuine, who's not. So I really believe that it's very important that your own guides show you how to go about your journey. With regards to masela, dibaga, everything and anything that has to do with your journey should be said by your own guides, and you should be able to confirm it yourself, because people are very hectic out there. You will meet very weird people that would lead you to doing things that will literally make your ancestors angry, because ancestors khabatwan, badimo khabatwane, and it will never be the same. That's why a lot of people have issues in terms of competition. And people get so confused, in a sense that and we're not. Now, because you can see that I can do certain things, you believe that where I'm from, they were the ones who unlocked that, which is not true. You can also go to lefetlo le motho feeling gore o tlhatlhoba high and low, but not get the same, because their ancestors are not your ancestors. Our ancestors are not the same. But we won't do the same things. Even if I'm going to go to ipehlo eli desk, if my gift is not it can never happen. O ka fetsa mafetlo bona, o tsamaye mafetlo a South Africa, where gore go thositse bo credo, go thositse all these great people that you can think of, great sangomas. Listen, your ancestors, if they haven't given you a certain thing that you see in somebody thinking you'll go to a petro to get, it will never happen. And not all ancestors like initiates, and people have this thing, you feel like bongaka, you need to be able to communicate with your ancestors. They will be the ones who will guide you on how to go about healing people. That's if your calling is to heal. Sometimes even mauye pehlweni, it doesn't necessarily mean how to it doesn't mean how to we go for different reasons. The moment you get to understand why you were a pehlweni, everything else will make sense, and you will not start pointing fingers on people because badimo ga ba tshwane. The next person that otwasalene can have more things than you do, can do better things than you do, because madluzelo na hatswan. Your gobela could be great, the greatest angoma to ever hit this earth, but you will not be as great if it's not your gift to be that great. And somebody people, it's so weird. Some people would think o khona go feta gobela gago ka matla. O thosisa yang motho o eleng gore o go feta ka matla. It's just the same thing as me ke ruta motho bo doctor ke le nurse. It makes no sense. How does that work? But also we see things differently and we think about things differently. So I think people just think, I don't know, but this thing, your competition and thinking you can get certain powers at certain people. Bongaka ba rata go manipulate. People just want to get ahead ka go dirisa bongaka in the wrong ways, wrong reasons, and all of that. Stick to what you were given. Dula ko kabelong ya gago. If the next person can do this and you can't do it, it's their gift. If your fellow initiate who's a phehlweni now can do certain things that you can't do, just be okay with it, because badim ba rona ga ba tshwane. So that's where we just get it twisted. Like, that's just where a lot of people just complicate things. But anyways, who am I? When do you know that it's time to start the journey? I think I've answered that. The months leading into or entering Ipehlo, yeah, those are hectic. But I think you get a sense of peace because your ancestors feel Uguti, they are going where they always want to go. So it's just about preparation, making sure that you understand what your gift is about. And even when usephehlweni, even when you are done, don't think you are done, you know. Take time to understand your ancestors, your guides. Umuntu omthwele ukuthi uhamba ngani. Umthwele meaning idlozi lo uhamba nalo. Elisebenzisa your body. You need to understand it fully. What is it about? Where is it from? It's amakaing idira merkwa onekeng. In most cases, you'll actually understand why beusephehlweni after leaving Ipehlo. Do not fully go through the process, guys. There's no way you can toss go plaking because how are you gonna grow from that? How are you gonna go from that? How would you know them and understand them and that's a profit? It will not help you, honestly. Even after Ipehlo. Because people do the mistake of leaving the things that they were used to doing, even mabase phehlweni, and when things go wrong, they want to point abokobela and they don't want to take accountability, even when they knew that they were doing certain things that they were out. So yeah, how did individuals know that the time to go to Lefetlo is close? I think by seeing by how things spiral out of control, man, you know. Having out of body experiences, you know. You just want to be alone, you know, you just want to pray, you're just being guided, hearing voices. It's just one of those, you know. Some of them I might have not mentioned, but you just feel it. You just feel different. Things just start being different. You don't enjoy the things you used to love anymore. You just don't like going out anymore. How the outdoor things happen. You get the you know, intuition is always on fleek. Listen, hey. So how do you know it's time to? I think I've said that. So that brings us to the end of our today's question and answer. I had a Gobela edition where I was sitting with my initiates and we had a series of questions where they asked me about my journey and the challenges of being a Gobela, how I started my journey. And the recording didn't end up being successful because of the environment where we were recording. I mean, and you know, it's always busy. You can't stop things because you want to record. So listening to it, the sound was off, and then I'm still thinking about it. Am I still going to edit it and just go through with it, or what should I do? But being a Gobela at a young age is not easy because you deal with different personalities, you deal with different egos, you know, challenges. I mean, having to deal with I mean, I don't have kids myself, so sometimes it's so overwhelming because I have to do certain things to make sure that I do right by them. In a sense of sometimes some initiates come with expectations, and if things don't turn out the way they expect them to or thought they'd literally happen, Some are power hungry, you know. Some want to rule. Some don't listen from the get-go. The challenges tse different because obviously this journey is not easy. Sometimes it's so difficult for the next person to understand how to understand it. Teach people, be patient with them. Sometimes you teach people habazwaha, it's a different story. You start hearing stuff about you that are really shocking. And obviously, because if somebody was there with you for so many months, it's so easy for them to actually change the narrative and people would believe whatever. So and in the long run, have this person backstab you, you know, and it's just part of the journey. You go dealing with a person, it's not easy. But we move because Baba Rumile Mba Tsepakhala, Mudimu wa Tsepakhala, and as long as you're doing the Lord's work, knowing that all you're doing is clean, you have your conscience clear, then all these other things will literally just fall back in due time. Guys, and everything that you do, especially Moborapedi. Everything will be revealed for what it is, and the truth will be known for what it should be. So it's not easy. You need to pray a lot. There are days where you just realize, like, God, why me? Because I mean, we're human. Before we have feelings. We just have to maneuver around this whole thing. Try and balance your life. Try and balance everything so that you make sure that nothing has a salele ko morago. So it's not easy, but we move anyway because hey, what's wrong with this man? Where did you come from, guys? Also, hey, come so taba yo dintshi mo video nya ga mokhulu di bona. Guys, it's just one, and I think it's because I'm sitting here by the window. But anyways, thank you so much for taking time out to watch. I don't know if this is gonna have a part 2. If there's anything that you want to know, guys, please do feel free to leave a DM on my Instagram at QnA or Twitter QnA_Nkosi. I will not be giving out my numbers for certain reasons. People look fake the pictures guys. I would never ask for money on social media. I will never use my gift to my advantage to do all these weird things that people are doing on social media with our pictures. So be very, very careful. There was somebody who was using my pictures and saying Gogo Mama. So yeah, Tokozan Maketla, I shall definitely see you in the next video.